I found out my fiancé hid 3 secret kids, then married a stranger after I ended our engagement. I'm a wreck as I type this, and I need to vent. I'm a 32-year-old woman, and I was engaged to my fiancé Jake, 35, until a few months ago. We were together 5 years, planning a small courthouse wedding for next spring. I thought he was my soulmate, charming, funny, a hard worker at a call center. I'm a postal worker, and we earned enough for a cozy apartment. But then I discovered Jake was hiding 3 children and $50,000 in child support debt. I called off our engagement, shattered. Weeks later, he married a random woman he met at a bar, and now he's texting, begging for help because she's controlling his life. I'm torn between relief I escaped this chaos and guilt for leaving him to spiral. Reddit, please help me navigate this nightmare. Jake and I met at a friend's barbecue, where he was the star, cracking jokes and charming everyone. We clicked instantly, moved in together after a year, and he proposed 2 years ago with his grandmother's ring. It was simple but precious. We were saving for a house, dreaming of kids. Jake said he wanted a family, but he'd dodged timelines, saying we should focus on the wedding. I thought it was nerves. We live in a mid-sized city, close enough to our families for visits, but with our own space. Our life felt solid, like we were building something real. I never suspected he was hiding a secret that would destroy everything. Looking back, there were signs. His evasiveness, his discomfort with serious talks. But love made me blind. The first crack appeared a year into our relationship. Jake got a letter from the child support office in his home state, where he lived before we met. It was a paternity notice for a 3-year-old boy. I was floored. He swore it was a mix-up, that he hadn't been with anyone then. Some ex trying to scam me, he said, chuckling. I trusted him, so I believed it. He took a DNA test, and it came back positive. He was the father. My heart sank. He explained the boy's mother had mental health issues and her grandparents were raising the child. They offered to adopt if Jake gave up his parental rights. He agreed instantly, saying it was best. We flew to his old state, he signed the papers, and it was done. I told myself I'd support him if the boy reached out, but Jake acted like it was just paperwork. 2 years later, the second bombshell hit. We were at the DMV to renew Jake's driver's license, which he'd let expire forever. He'd been avoiding it, claiming he was too busy, but I dragged him there. The clerk said his license was suspended for unpaid child support for a 12-year-old girl. $30,000. I felt like I'd been punched. Jake went pale, barely speaking as we drove home. "This can't be right," he mumbled. That night, he was vomiting, sick from the shock. I was furious, but tried to stay calm. "Who is this girl? Why didn't you tell me?" I asked. He claimed it was a mistake, that he had no idea. "I don't know her, Mum," he said, voice shaky. "This is some kind of error." But the state doesn't suspend licenses over errors. Soon, a notice hit his job. They were garnishing 25% of his paycheck for the girl's child support. Jake shut down. He wouldn't talk, just said it's handled. But it wasn't. We had to move to a cheaper rundown apartment because we couldn't afford rent. I took on more bills, draining my savings. His credit was trashed, so the lease went in my name. He refinanced his car to lower payments, but we were barely surviving. I kept asking for answers, but he'd snap, "I'm dealing with it." I felt like I was living with a stranger. How could he have another kid? Had he been lying from the start? His refusal to explain made me wonder if he was hiding more than just kids. Desperate, I started digging. Jake left mail unopened, piling it on the counter. One day, while he was at work, I found an envelope from the child support office. My hands shook as I opened it. It was a notice for a 3rd child, a boy, the brother of the 12-year-old girl. A hearing was set for weeks away, but Jake hadn't mentioned it. I felt betrayed, like our entire relationship was a lie. 3 kids, $50,000 in debt, and he was acting normal. Going to work, watching TV, talking about our wedding like we were fine. I couldn't take it. I waited for him to get home, letter in hand, ready to confront him. I deserved the truth, no matter how much it hurt. "Jake, what is this?" I asked, thrusting the letter at him. He froze, face white. "You opened my mail?" he said, voice sharp. Don't dodge, I snapped. 3 kids, Jake, $50,000 in debt? How could you lie to me? He slumped onto the couch, head in his hands. I didn't know about the other 2, he said, voice low. The girl's mum was an ex from high school. We were on and off. She said I wasn't the father, but she put my name on the birth certificate. I was young, stupid, didn't think to check. I was stunned. You didn't check? And this boy? He glanced at the letter, shaking his head. I didn't know. I swear I never opened it. His apathy shocked me. How do you just ignore this? I demanded. These are kids, Jake. He looked up, eyes wet. I messed up, okay? I was a kid myself back then, running from my mistakes. I thought it'd go away. I pressed harder. Why no DNA test for the girl? You could fight this. He sighed. It's too expensive. Courts always side with the mother. I'm screwed. I was crying now, angry. You're giving up on 3 kids without even trying to find out if they're yours. And you're dragging me into this. He got defensive. You knew about the first kid and stayed. Now you're bailing when I need you? You're acting like money matters more than love. That stung. This isn't about money, I said, voice breaking. It's about trust. You lied for years. I don't know who you are anymore. I slid off his grandmother's ring, hands trembling, and held it out. I can't marry you, I said. Not with this. Get out. He stood, pleading. Please, don't do this. I'll change. I'll go to the hearing, get a lawyer, anything. His voice cracked, but I was done. You've had years to fix this, I said. You chose to hide it. I can't trust you, he begged, tears falling. I was scared, okay? I didn't want to lose you. I thought I could handle it quietly. I shook my head. You handled nothing. You abandoned kids, Jake. Kids! How do I know you won't abandon me? He had no answer, just stood there, defeated. He packed a bag and left for his friend Mike's. I sobbed that night, questioning everything. I loved him, but how could I build a life with this? What if we had kids? Would he walk away? A month earlier, I'd had a miscarriage scare I never told him about. Realizing our child would have been 4th in line for his support chilled me. The next few weeks were agony. Jake texted promising to fix things but never followed through. Mike's girlfriend Sarah said he was crashing on their couch, drinking heavily, dodging the hearing. I sent one last message. Jake, I'll help with a lawyer or a plane ticket for the hearing. If you treat me like a partner, maybe we can rebuild. I love you. He didn't reply. I changed the locks as the lease was in my name and started boxing his stuff, heartbroken but moving on. A month later, I got the shock of my life. I went to Mike's to confront Jake, fed up with his silence and wanting his stuff gone. I brought his unopened child support notices and a photo of the first boy, the only picture he had of any kid. Mike answered, uneasy. He's not here, he said. I asked about the hearing. Mike looked confused. What hearing? I explained the child support mess, voice rising. Sarah came out and dropped a bomb. Your man lost his mind, she said. He met a 22-year-old bartender the weekend you kicked him out, hooked up, and married her in Reno last week. I stood there, speechless. Married. After knowing her for 3 weeks, tops? My knees nearly gave out. Sarah said Jake was a wreck, claiming I'd cheated, which I never did. He convinced Mike and Sarah I was shallow, money-obsessed. They were witnesses at the wedding, thinking he was heartbroken. He overstayed his welcome, Sarah said. We didn't know about the kids. I handed Mike the notices, saying he's probably got a warrant for skipping the hearing. I drove home, numb, surrounded by Jake's stuff. He'd married a stranger instead of facing his responsibilities. Now he's texting, saying his new wife is controlling, isolating him. Please help me, he wrote. I made a mistake. I'm sorry. The texts keep coming, each more desperate, pulling me back into his chaos. I'm torn. I'm relieved I escaped a life tied to his mess. In our state, child support debts don't vanish. They garnish wages, ruin credit. I spoke to a lawyer friend who said his debts could have impacted joint finances, even with a prenup. I'd never buy a house, always be on the hook. But I feel guilty. Jake's spiraling, and I wonder if I pushed him over the edge. He's not evil, just spineless, running from problems like he admitted in our fight. I keep thinking about his new wife. This young bartender, who likely doesn't know about the kids or debt, is she naive or reckless? I called my mum, who said, "You can't save him." Jake's sister told me he's always fled responsibility, even as a teen. "Don't let him drag you down," she said. My best friend Lisa says I'm better off, that Jake showed his true colors. My sister Emma thinks I should help, that he's depressed. I'm exhausted. I loved someone who lied, who abandoned 3 kids. I imagine those children growing up fatherless, maybe wondering why he didn't care. I spoke to my co-worker Jen, whose ex hit a kid. "Cutting contact set me free," she said. But Jake's texts keep coming. I'm tempted to send a lawyer's contact to ease my guilt, but Lisa says that's prolonging the pain. My landlord suggested donating Jake's stuff to avoid legal issues since he's not on the lease. I'm also worried about the kids. Should I find their mothers? Offer support? It's not my place, but I feel for them. I've researched child support laws in his old state. DNA tests or a lawyer could have challenged the judgments, but Jake didn't try. He gave up. I wonder if he's so ashamed he can't face it, or if he just doesn't care. I spoke to my therapist, who says I'm carrying his guilt. My dad, ever practical, said, "Focus on your future." But letting go is hard when I still love parts of Jake, or who I thought he was. I spoke to our friend Tom, who introduced us. He was shocked, but said Jake always seemed too smooth, like he was hiding something. It's making me question my judgment. How did I miss this? I'm scared of trusting again, but I need to move forward. Journaling led to this post and it's helping, but I'm still lost. I keep replaying our confrontation, wishing I'd pushed harder. Why didn't he fight for those kids? Was it fear, shame, or something else? I even called his mum, hoping for insight. "He's always been weak under pressure," she said, voice heavy. "He runs when things get hard." It explains him, but doesn't excuse it. I'm haunted by those kids, imagining them years from now, searching for a dad who didn't care enough to show up. My therapist says I'm projecting my pain onto them, but I can't shake it. I've been checking legal forums, wondering if I could anonymously tip the kids' families to resources, but I don't know where to start. It's not my burden, yet it feels like it is. Reddit, what do I do? Should I send Jake a lawyer's number to clear my conscience, or cut contact? Am I wrong for feeling guilty when he's the one who ruined his life? Has anyone dealt with a partner hiding kids or debts? I'm terrified of what's next, but I need to protect myself. Thanks for reading this novel. It's 3 in the morning and my emotions are spilling out. Any advice is welcome. Editor. Thanks for the responses. Jake swears there are no more kids, but I don't trust him. I'm not taking him back, but I'm considering sending a lawyer's contact to ease my guilt. He wasn't cheating before the breakup, he's a homebody, no missing time, the new wife was a rebound. I'm donating his stuff this weekend to avoid legal trouble. I'll update if anything major happens. Update, it's been 3 weeks and Jake's texts are relentless, begging to meet. I haven't replied. Sarah says he's living with the bartender who's fighting him over money. He missed another court date and there's a warrant out. I'm done feeling guilty. I donated his stuff to charity and blocked his number. Thanks for the support. It showed me I'm not the bad guy. I'll update if he shows up or something wild happens.
Jake's a train wreck, 3 hidden kids and a shotgun wedding. OP, you're lucky he's gone. But you stayed after lie number 1? Now you're moping over a guy who never respected you? Wake up.
I feel for OP. Years of love don't vanish overnight. Jake's a mess, maybe scared to confess those kids. Offering a lawyer's help shows kindness, not weakness. Still, cut him off. You can't save him, but you can save yourself. Heal, girl. It's tough, but you're stronger than this. Focus on your future, not his chaos.
Hope is delusional. Jake's a deadbeat who lied for years, and she's crying over him. Pathetic. He's got kids he ignores, a new wife he barely knows. Debts piling up. Good riddance. Stop feeling guilty and live.
Legally, she's golden. Lease in her name, his stuff abandoned, no shared debts. But those kids? They're screwed, unless someone steps up. Maybe tip off their moms or child services. Not your job, but it's decent. Jake's a loser. Don't let him drag you down. You've done enough by leaving. Focus on your life now. You've got a good job, a stable future. Don't waste it on his drama.
Jake's toxic, dumping kids, lying to women, marrying a random bartender to dodge reality. OP, don't feel bad. Society coddles guys like him while women clean up. Walk away and let him rot in his mess.
Hot take. Jake might not be the villain. Child support can bankrupt you, and courts don't care if you're broke. Hiding it was dumb, but maybe he panicked. Marrying a stranger? Insane. Hope is better off, but I get his side. He's drowning, probably feels trapped. Still, lying for years is unforgivable. OP, you did right leaving, but maybe send a lawyer's contact. Then block him. It's not your job to save him, but a nudge might clear your conscience. Don't get sucked back in. You deserve better than this chaos. Focus on healing, not his redemption arc.
Your guilt screams codependency. Jake's avoidance isn't your problem. Hiding kids, running to Reno, begging for help? Classic chaos addict. Sending a lawyer's number keeps you hooked. Break free, get therapy, stop rescuing him. You're worth more than this drama.
OP's shady too, snooping his mail, trashing his stuff, stalking his job. That's not moving on. Jake's a deadbeat. 3 kids abandoned is disgusting. But OP's obsession is creepy. Both are toxic. Those kids deserve better than this circus. OP, get therapy and stop fixating on him.
Controversial opinion. Jake could redeem himself. People screw up and turn it around. If OP loves him, nudge him toward help. Legal aid, therapy, but keep distance. Love's messy. He's a fool, not hopeless.
You're smart to ditch him. Spousal debt loss could have screwed you. His mess isn't yours. Sell his junk, not just donate it. Cash is king. Build your life with that job.
Forget Jake. Those kids are the tragedy. No dad, no support, mom's struggling. OP, you're free, but maybe alert authorities. It's not your fight, but someone's gotta help them. Jake's a selfish jerk.
This reeks of fiction. 3 secret kids, a Reno wedding, begging OP for cash. Too wild. If real, OP's an idiot for staying. If fake, props for creativity. Spill more tea.
Been there, done that. My ex hid a family too. It guts you, but you'll survive. Guilt's normal. Therapy helped me ditch it. Jake's a coward. Focus on you.
Hear me out. Take Jake back. He's drowning and people change with support. Love's worth fighting for, even after lies. Give him a chance to fix this, kids included. Compassion beats cutting ties. OP, you loved him once. Maybe he'll step up, set boundaries.
You're a fool for trusting Jake. 3 kids hidden, a barmaid wife, and she's torn. He's trash. Move on, burn his memory, and thrive. No sympathy for liars.